It's official. Seventh Region Coalition.
Yes,
StreamYard. StreamYard.
StreamYard, y'all. We told y'all we was gonna start doing it big. We just needed a little help, you know what I mean?
just a teeny bit, right? Not a lot. Not a lot.
Just a couple of months, few years. We would eventually would have got on. You know, it's all good. Anyway.
Look, before we get started, we got to do our intro. We got a little intro. So hold on.
All right, we got it. Let's do it.
But you don't know this virus. It's new, it's different. But you don't know this virus. It's new, it's different. It mutates and goes in different directions with a different strain of itself. So whether I'm present or absent, the Executive Council of the Nation of Islam must call our scientists.
Yes, sir.
Come and let's sit down.
Yes, sir.
Our virologists, our epidemiologists, those of us who know the science. We cannot let them bring anything to us that we don't dissect.
Coalition. Did you hear that last part right there? Yes. We cannot let them bring anything to us that we are not willing to dissect.
Anything.
Come on. Listen. And I want to just say that was a beautiful video. Okay. With some straight instructions. It's very clear. Very clear. Right. Can't get any more clear than that.
How about this, Sister Michelle, hosting with the mostest? Y'all go out there and find some other brothers and sisters that look like you and love like us that have followed those instructions for the last 365 plus days.
Come on. Yeah. But listen. Let's start this off right.
Come on.
First off, come on, StreamYard, y'all. This big us, okay? This is huge, okay?
It's my inch, family.
Okay, and I want to give a real special shout out to Sister Kalila because listen, come on. Listen, I'm in the boat with you, but you steering the boat tonight.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right. I give you a standing ovation, Sister Kalila, if I don't think I would knock over my computer.
Give it up.
If y'all know, all I got to know is, boy, I'm sweating. I need all of it. I need all that.
Don't tell them that you're sweating.
Look, this is my family. I got to be real with my family.
That's right. You got to be real with the family. Now, considering family, listen, welcome. Thursday Talks.
Here we are.
Here we go again. I want to welcome everyone that's joining in. Please continue to come on in. Please like, share, Facebook, IG, because that's where we are too. Just come on, bring a friend. Just come on in, bring somebody with you. We got a lot of great topics this evening. Wow. Of course, before I even get started with that, let's thank the 7th Region Coalition foot team on the ground.
Outstanding work.
Making it happen.
That team right there.
That's right. Responding to comments as they come in, letting our family know that they're welcome. They can give their comments and whatever questions that you may have. We enjoy you. We thank you. Our team is just there to support you, and we could not do what we do without them. So I thank everybody that's on there pushing the comments. We love you. We thank you. And we just appreciate you. Okay. That's our 7th Region Coalition foot team. And of course, we love you, audience, for just coming on and just hearing what we have to say. Because, y'all know the deal. Number one, we just trying to do what?
Save lives.
Save lives. And Sister Kalila, you know what? They not what? What they not doing?
They ain't doing nothing.
Come on, crew. All right. So as we getting into our show now, listen. I'm your sister Michelle. I'm the moderator for the team tonight. Of course,
hostess with the mostest. Y'all give it up for our hostess with the mostest, Sister Michelle Muhammad.
here. So I am going to be moderating this evening against we got the 7th Region Coalition, small team. We try to do big things. That's how we do. All right. And so I won't belabor the message, but again, I want everybody to remember, go grab a friend, go grab your mom, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your community people, share it out, do what you got to do, but just make sure they on here listening to what we trying to save lives. So we're not trying to give y'all something that you can't use.
That's right.
Do your
That's
part.
it.
That's right.
Okay.
Do
So
your part.
that's right. That's right, Brother Loud. So I'm going to pass it over to you, the baton. You know how we do. We pass it this way or
This way.
pass it
Got
that
it.
way.
Right.
But,
Great,
but listen,
I got it.
Brother Loud gonna catch it. He gonna catch it. That's
What we
it.
gonna do?
Anyway, thank you, everyone. Good evening. If I haven't said good evening, assalamu alaikum. Everybody, just so happy that you're here. And Brother Lau, I'll hand it over to you. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Well,
And
alaikum salam to you, dear man. And we mean that every week when we say the hostess with the mostest. But y'all better be following her instructions. That's the part I'm talking about right there. Right? Matter of fact, let me challenge you real quick. Remember last week you tried to go get Bobo to come listen? And then they said something finally. Look, go get them first now. Go get your peoples. Tell them to get on this broadcast tonight. Assalamu alaikum to my Muslim brothers and sisters. Praise the Lord to my Christian brothers and sisters, to my revolutionaries, Ungawa Black Power, and to those who love and want to see a better humanity. Peace and blessings. Here we are again, the 7th Region Coalition here on Thursday Night Talks to help save lives. And you know daggone well what you're going to get tonight. They're not going to get it right on the Tell Live Vision. So as you're doing your part, I want to remind you about who we are. Think about this. A people struggling in darkness. A people going through treacherous waters in a treacherous time. But there's a lighthouse that gives proper guidance. There's a lighthouse that tells you to go left when you're supposed to go left, right when you're supposed to go right. So we like to be that lighthouse, dear family. And you know why we do this? Because we love you.
that's
My
right.
dear sister Kalila, assalamu alaikum, man.
Walaikum salam. Listen, I was brought up in the public school system, so I can't multitask real well. But I'm gonna try. But praises be to Allah. Thank you all so much for joining us. This brothers, and I just want y'all to know how hard we work.
That's right. Tell them.
That's real talk.
We work so hard
Real
to
talk.
where I really don't. I haven't got any sleep for the past week. I mean, Sister Michelle can bear me witness because we were up all night. And for those who know me, I'm up in 5 o'clock in the morning for prayer, of course, and then I'm on my bicycle right after. So it's kind of like one of those things. Like my eyes is always like this, right? So, but we work so hard for you because we want you to feed off what we're trying to give you. And it's only to save your life and to make you a better you. So if you want to be a better you, like and share.
That part.
And don't be selfish with this information. Don't be selfish. Like and share and give us some information. Give us some content. So let us know that, hey, I need this. Can you research this for me? I heard this was going on. Can you verify that? Because that's all we're giving you is actual facts.
That's right.
Come on.
So, Brother Phil, back to you.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you so much, Sister Kalila, Brother Lau, Sister Michelle, for opening this thing up. Hotep, Abargani, Alafia, Assalamu alaikum. Bonjour, bonsoir, wherever you are, EST, CST, ET, ET, Mars time. I don't care where you are right now. You're in the best place you could possibly be, and that's right here, right now. And so, thank you for joining us. We will not belabor the point, as our sister said. Let's get into this.
Come on now.
All right. Topic 1. All right. The war on non-vaccinated people.
There's a war on non-vaccinated people.
World War
what they
III,
say.
World War Four.
Look.
It's a war.
Brother Philip,
Somebody break that down. Somebody break that down for us, please.
it's a war. You didn't hear President Biden come out, Brother Philip, and declare that the reason why COVID-19 is spiking is because of us unvaccinated people.
Right.
Lies.
Right.
Brother
Yeah.
Lau, I have a question. So how are unvaccinated people to blame if fully vaccinated people can still spread it and get it again?
Now that's a good question, brother.
Look.
You know what, Sister Kalila, you know what? I think seeing is believing. And I don't know what people know about this particular topic, but have you all noticed there, family, that there's so much pressure and negative energy? Like you made a wrong decision not to get vaccinated. Matter of fact, like you made an unintelligent decision, but you did more research than everybody else, but you made an unintelligent decision. There's a war on the unvaccinated.
Well, you know what? That's a very good segue. And what I'm going to do is basically show you a video of one of our dear brothers, brother Daniel, actually getting. I'm just going to show the video.
I was going to say, go ahead, Sister Kalila, because
I just don't have
some good information.
Coming to a neighborhood near you.
I got a comment
knocking on your door real soon.
Right. Let's go for it, Sister Kalila. Let's go. Come on.
Peace, family. So let's check it out. I thought that it was going to be a little bit further out, but clearly it's not. This morning, the first knock at my door came in my pajamas with these people trying to push the COVID-19 vaccine. So real quick, I want to tell you my experience so that you can be prepared for it, but also tell you some of the things that I observed and found out. Number one, they come to the door very humble. And the reason for that is they have not sent in the quote-unquote strike forces that you heard the White House press secretary Joseph Biden talk about. The first phase of this door-to-door campaign is the local community organizations. Now, in the Supreme Wisdom Lessons, I want to remind you, we have a question and answer that talks about how the wicked of this world always come under the shield of a holy and righteous or good organizational name, but behind the good name, they're hiding their dirty practices. So when they came to the door, first of all, I recognize the group because they do a lot of good for the community. They feed, they got the food pantries, they got some programs and all of that good stuff. I was like, okay, dang, I can see that. I can see it already. But then the second phase was after we had a conversation, and I'm going to bore you with the details, but they just want to know some basic details. They want to plug you into information. The guy was very respectable because, of course, he's a community worker, right? And he knows how to talk to the people, but he just wants to collect data. While he and I were talking, there's another person on the side, a young lady that has a clipboard. She's the one recording all of the information and data that's going to be reported back to the federal government. Okay, now check out some of this. You would be like, man, you a conspiracy theorist, brother Daniel, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, guy. They have excellent programs. Look, they're giving out, I took the information, of course, because I got to keep my people informed. But they took a flyer out for food pantry. Those of you who have been struggling with COVID and employment, and we're going to give you free food. Good organization. They give you, look at this, free Uber ride. If you just take the vaccine, we'll get you to the destination. We'll let you get your shot, and we'll take you back home. It's on us. Don't worry about it, buddy. All right? Free Uber rides. They got a bunch of clinics and locations throughout the community where you can get the shot. Whole list of it. I get it. Inform the people of where they can fall free to open door. But then look at this. They got July workshops. They talk about affordable housing. But when you get all of these brochures about all of these decent programs that are taking place in the community, it almost makes you feel like, hey, what's the harm? Come on, this is just a regular good organization. They're just pushing what's good for the community. But this is the Trojan horse. They're using a good organization's name to shield their dirty religion and their dirty practices to try to convince us to take the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, look at this one. This is one of the ones that stood out to me. This is a City of Chicago identification card, and they say that it's tied into your transit, to your pharmacy and drugs, to all these things. But we know that this will be what is used to start identifying who's vaccinated and who's unvaccinated. And if you don't have the card that can be scanned and get approved, then you're going to be banned from coming in this place. Banned from, hey, listen, we don't care. All right, so this phase one is the softball approach, using local community organization to push the agenda. Phase number 2 is after that lady from the sideline puts in her data about how I was burned with my hair up. Right? She's going to go back and report that. It's going to be put in, and they're going to logistically lay out the communities where the most resistance to the vaccine is coming from. And then they're going to come back with phase 2, which is going to be threats. Hey, listen, do you have a link card? Do you take Link Buddy? Do you have Section 8 housing? Well, the federal government is saying that you must take the vaccine. So if you don't want to lose those benefits that we give you, you're going to need to go ahead and get punctured in the threat phase. And we know that the final phase is eventually they're going to try to force the vaccination on us. So I just want to give y'all that detail. I thought that this was going to be like something down the line a couple of months from now. These motherfuckers knocked on my door this morning. So take this seriously, y'all. If y'all need some more details on what you should say, I'll just tell you my rebuttal. They asked, why did I not take the vaccine? I simply said, listen, America's history with Black people, why would I trust them when they're super thirsty to get this drug put into my arm? And that was just my softball answer. I wanted to see how far he could go. And the young Hispanic guy, he was like, listen, dude. He's like, listen, our community got us out here. This is the agenda. Of course, they got financed by the government to do these things. But he was like, man, dude, you remind me of a Black military buddy that I got. He said he was a Marine, and he said some of the same things that I was sharing with him, but the guy didn't even want to go into the whole conversation. He just wanted enough data that she could record on her little map, and they could take it back. He cool dude, nice dude, great organization. I have nothing against the organization. It's unfortunate, that the devil is using them to shield their dirty practices. Peace.
Wow.
2021.
Listen, here's the thing I want to say about that is because he's the fact that they're using organizations to pump this is absolutely diabolical. How do you go? You take an organization, you're putting your nasty face on it, right? You're gonna go to people's homes and try to talk. And if you ask them, because I don't know if Brother Daniel had asked them, but if he had asked them if they took it, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be like, no, I'm not taking it. So why would you come to somebody's house?
Come on.
Right, it's a job. That's right. Someone of our guests said it's a job.
That's real talk. So they're
like, well, I'm just trying to feed my family. See, that's what they're doing. They're using these. Go ahead.
You right on it. They're using it. And look, they came to one of my organizations.
Uh-oh.
How y'all gonna hit it first? It's not just going on in Chicago. They came to our organization, one of our organizations. And I want to give those of you out there who want to fight but don't know how to fight some language to teach you how to stand your ground. Because the truth of the matter is, when you're dealing with our families, when you're dealing with our organizations, even our churches, not our house of worship, but many churches out there, you have a mixed population of some people who are vaccinated and some people who are not. And so you still have to serve your whole population. But in terms of the vaccination as an organization, just tell them this. Our stance on the vaccination, we are pro-awareness.
I like that. I like that, Brother Lau.
Like that. Tell them that you are pro-awareness.
That's
and
right.
Stop letting them trick you. Like with this whole war right now. Y'all heard them. They trying to say that it's the unvaccinated people, right, that's driving up the COVID. We got news for you on that.
Now listen, before I want to mention this, and then and everybody else can go, and then we can move on to topic 2. But I want to say this. I want y'all to, did y'all hear Brother Daniel when he said, as the brother had his attention, there was somebody standing beside him, the person writing and taking notes for what the brother was telling the other brother. So, family, be careful. You don't have to say anything.
That's right.
Just like Brother Lau said, I'm pro-awareness. And thank you. You have a wonderful day. And shut the door.
And shut the door.
Pretty soon, look,
you don't even have to answer.
They're going to have somebody real quick, Brother Philip. Pretty soon, they're going to have a third person standing behind the person with a clipboard with a needle.
Yeah, we give it to you right now.
That's right.
We got you. one of the questions I would encourage folks to ask when they come to your house, ask them if they took the vaccine. Because
That's right.
we will find, and I'm finding more and more that people that are in that industry, that there's maybe I think right now, and I hope, forgive me if I'm wrong, but there's like 40% of health workers at Jackson Memorial have not gotten the vaccination. I'm talking about the ones that are giving it. Okay?
Thank you.
That's a regular, and I know some people myself that it's part of their job, but they're not taking it. So I would encourage you, like ask the person that come and knock on your door, did you take the vaccine?
Right.
You know? And then irregardless of their answer, I'm gonna tell you, like my homegirl told me they asked her if she was vaccinated. She said, I identify as a vaccinated person.
Have I been vaccinated? Absolutely. They don't need to know what you've been vaccinated.
She ain't even go that deep, Sister Michelle, because if you got that white woman that was identifying as a black woman that was the president of the NAACP, Dorisol, something like that, I think was her name.
Right.
And if right now you can have a man competing in the Olympics as a transgender in the weightlifting category because he identifies as a woman, right? Then I identify as a vaccinated person.
Let him not win that gold medal. I got some words for him.
You feel me? Because I looked up the definition of vaccinate, and it means to treat with a vaccine to produce immunity against a disease. That's what vaccinate means.
So you mean the Southern Vegan Coalition is a vaccine?
There you go, brother. So when they ask you, you identify as a vaccinated person, did you take the shot? Yeah, I took the shot. I took a shot of sea moss this morning. Vitamin C. Yeah. I identify as a vaccinated person.
Right.
Sister Kalila, don't we got some proof, Sister Kalila?
Absolutely. I'm glad that you mentioned that. Because I'm telling you, Brother Lau, they are really on our tail.
My
but
goodness.
They just don't understand, by the grace and mercy of Allah, we 12 steps ahead of them.
Come on.
We are 12 steps ahead of them.
Ooh.
Listen closely, family. Listen closely. Top health experts. Top health experts.
Vaccinated people are spreading the Delta. Really?
That ain't what the Child Vision is saying most of the time.
Right.
They're trying to convince us. Right? It doesn't even make.
Now, Brother Lau, look at where it's coming from. The Hill.
The Hill. On top. The top.
Right.
I think that's a pretty popular, I believe, what is it, news? I've seen a lot of articles from them. They're pretty popular.
Right. But it's not as popular because we don't do enough reading.
Apparently not.
They're a respectable news outlet. But then what they're saying, they're saying the CDC currently does not require vaccinated individuals to undergo regular testing. That's the root of it, right? So they're not requiring people to take tests no more like they were before. So then it goes on. Then it goes. Now that's an important part right there, because I think Biden also made the announcement that they're going to start upping the tests again. But the article goes on to say, as some states report marked upticks in COVID-19 infections, while the Delta variant becomes the most common strain in the U.S., public health experts are encouraging further vaccinations to help curb transmission. Some experts, however, warn that vaccinated individuals may still be capable of contracting and transmitting COVID-19. We know that. That's a fact, okay? We know that. Now, speaking to Insider Christopher Murray, the director of the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation, said that not testing vaccinated people, as the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends, may be overlooking some transmission.
Now, Brother Philip, if you do that, Brother Philip, let me ask you, if you do that during the same time frame that you tell everybody to take their mask off,
Yeah.
that
Come
during
on.
the same time frame where you tell vaccinated people use goods to go now. Use all right.
Y'all don't need no
And
mask.
then you open up all, not some, but all of the sports stadiums. Sister
Listen,
Kalila, don't we got more proof?
Brother, listen, we have more proof. However, go to the Seventh Region Coalition at Facebook.
thank you. Thank you. And listen, and do this. Scroll down. You'll find all the information there.
Right. Brother, look, we got to go to the next topic, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Topic number 2. That's what I was going to
Stand your ground.
Look,
Stand your ground, you
we on the same
unvaccinated
page.
geniuses.
Okay. All right. So topic number 2. Now this conversation that we're having right now, this discussion that we're having leads right into topic number 2. Vaccinated people are still getting COVID. I wonder why.
No way. No way. Are you serious about that? Oh,
Very
some of you out there who are listening, right? How important is it right now? Because first, let's talk to our vaccinated population out there. If you could still get COVID-19 and you're vaccinated, wouldn't you want to know it? Or would you want to think that you couldn't get it and then get real sick? Think about that.
Wow. But you know what? This goes back to the whole conversation about it's how they're promoting it.
Right.
Most people, even though they have said from the very beginning, it is for emergency use only.
Still ain't approved it.
Still haven't approved it. Probably will not approve it because they know the facts. They know it. They're just not saying it. Their agenda for this is much different than you getting better or staying healthy. We just know that people are being bombarded by such negative media, propaganda, and they're not doing the simple thing, the common sense thing. Just do a little research.
Right.
It doesn't take a whole lot. Just do it just a little bit.
And
then you'll find people are getting sick. People are dying. People are getting injured by the vaccinations. They're not telling you that. They're telling you, well, it's just a small number. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't know who wants their family member to get affected to be in that small number or their family member to die from it. Who do you want to be? Do you want to have somebody in your family or you be the one that they're talking about? Oh, it was only 1,000 people.
Only 1,000 people. Only
1,000 people.
It's only 2,500. That's it. That's all. Out of millions, it's only 25,000 people lost their lives. 25 people who lost their lives. Yeah. So it's okay that if it's your family member, how would you feel?
And Sister Michelle, they keep a good count now. Go to the CDC website. Oh, you all didn't know that? They count the deaths from the vaccination.
Oh, yeah.
They count. They literally count every adverse reaction reported, but they don't report those numbers to you. But go to the CDC website.
That's it. It's right there. We're not telling you nothing that's not evident. Just go look. Just a little research. And I'm just going to remind everybody, just because you get the vaccination does not mean you can't get COVID. It does not mean that you're safe. It doesn't mean anything. You're still going to have to wear your face mask.
Right. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, Sister Michelle, because right in your neck of the woods, it clearly indicates here, fully vaccinated Miami-Dade residents are getting affected with COVID-19.
Why is this not headline news?
Why?
Oh, it is right here.
Right.
Good question, Brother Lau. Good question.
Fully vaccinated Miami-Dade, United States of America, wherever you are on this globe that have taken the vaccine, it does not keep you from getting COVID-19.
That's right. That is absolutely correct.
Real talk.
If I may, there is actually to supplement that. I know that's in South Florida. You know, we crazy in South Florida, y'all. That's my people. I love. We 305 all day. Okay, 305. But
was that, Sister Kalila, was that the news story that had the video where they actually tell people that they can still get COVID? I think it was right in that same article right there.
Let's take a look.
Now, family, if I were you, I would listen.
So hospitals like Jackson Memorial here say that they are also seeing our numbers are creeping back up, and that just because you're vaccinated doesn't mean you're in the clear. The reality is the numbers are up, a 7.8 positivity rate, and some of those patients are already vaccinated.
The vaccines are still preventing deaths, that's for sure. However, it's really important for people to realize that vaccines, like every public health measure, are not 100%.
The uptick even hitting Miami-Dade County government. Commissioner Jose Pepe Diaz and his chief of staff testing positive, both already vaccinated too. They've been in Surfside at the collapse site around local leaders and first responders.
And at an abundance of caution, those of us who were in close proximity have been tested.
I had thought I was sick. A similar story for Erin Newberg. She got the Pfizer vaccine months ago, but got COVID just last week. Her symptoms are pretty bad, trouble breathing, but could have been worse. Doctors say between the new variants spreading, the holiday gatherings, and an overall lack of mask wearing now, they're not surprised to see our numbers on the move again. The vaccine is a way to prepare your body ahead of time.
They told me that had I not been vaccinated, I might have had to have been intubated because they say that the vaccine alleviates some of the symptoms.
It's kind of like the difference between if you find out an hour before that a hurricane's about to hit your house versus being given 2 weeks notice and all the equipment you need to get your place set up and safe. So that's what you get with the vaccine, a nice advance notice to your immune system.
I thought that was a really good analogy right there, especially down here in South.
That's a good
Thought
analogy.
that was a pretty good analogy, huh?
That was a good analogy, right? Yeah, it's
You hear that analogy, right? The
it's
storm is coming.
right?
COVID's coming. The only
Thank
difference is you got 1 hour, or we're gonna let you know it's coming. So all the vaccine does is prepare your body to do what your body should already be doing. If you were preparing your body for the comorbidities that are really killing our people.
I'm sorry, Brother Lau. What is that system called that helps fight off foreign things that may come into your body? What is that called?
The immune system.
Because maybe everybody forgot that you have an immune system, and as long as you're strengthening your immune system, it should be able to, put off the signals, turn on the alarms, let you know something's coming.
Right, and you don't need a vaccination to do that. But then you know what, Brother Philip, you made an excellent point about Miami. Y'all ain't that.
I'll get ready to go get my mask in the house. Good Lord.
However, there is another area in the United States that are also having the same similar situation, and residents are actually dying. This is coming from the Hill.
Yeah, that's you talking about New Jerusalem.
My.
Over there in New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah,
That's
man.
nice.
They got New Jersey health officials say that almost 50 fully vaccinated people have died from COVID-19, according to data through July 12th. The New Jersey Advanced Media reported on Wednesday. Donna Lusner, a spokeswoman for the State Department of Health, told the news outlet that all 49 people who died were over 50 years old. 30 were over 80 years old. 13 people were between 65 and 79 years old, and 6 were between 50 and 64 years old.
Wow.
So I know some of y'all want to write it off that these are just older folks. I just celebrated my 50th birthday this week.
Exactly.
And they called my number.
Right? But did you hear the lady in the news story? The lady in the news story before that, Brother Philip, didn't she just say, but the vaccine is definitely keeping people from dying?
That's what she said.
Not those 50 and the other ones we don't know about as this continues to escalate.
Right. And the ones that are injured and disabled. Right. Okay, go ahead.
They be playing with it.
Listen, I don't know why people think that for some reason if you die from the vaccine, that you can jump out of the grave and ask for another shot. I don't.
Oh, you mean the other shot that they get ready to give to people who already got the 2 shots? The boost? Oh, my bad. I should have warmed that up to you all. I didn't even let you all know that.
See, that was a warning system. You ain't giving the warning system, brother.
The hurricane one day. Here's your 1 month warning, because they're coming in September with the boosters. So get ready for that hurricane.
Hey, by the way, we got some beautiful, beautiful comments, man, that are on the side. I love the StreamYard, y'all. Well done.
Yeah.
They're
throwing it out there.
Sister. Thank you, Sister Kim. I really appreciate it. You always check in regular. And Sister Ade Isaias broke down the vitamin D3 and zinc. Yeah, these things that we need to do in order to boost our immune system. Brother Tony was out selling the Final Call newspaper, and 2 people tried to give him a vaccine brochure, and he asked them, "Are you vaccinated?" They said, "No, we not."
Hit me.
These people play too much, man. They're like, I ain't got no vaccination. I ain't getting it.
Oh my God.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
All right. Moving to the next topic.
Come on, topic 3. So let's talk about it. Cuba. Black folks' misunderstanding of the issues Cuba is facing. Let's talk about that. Because Cuba is, I don't know, but I mean, my heart goes out to Cuba because they always got something going on. But what I love about Cuba is that they're resilient.
Yes, they are.
It doesn't matter what circumstances, they find a way. And for the simple fact, because we talked about this last week, for the simple fact that they're now talking about sending they nasty vaccines there, like they don't need your vaccines, they got their own stuff. What the heck they gonna do with your stuff? But anyway, I digress.
You know what? Let me deal with our poor black folk for a minute first. I got a bone to pick with you, right? All you black so-called leaders, all you black so-called organizations. Yes, I read a couple of letters from some black organizations that are supporting this whole Cuba made-up scam. Oh, family, why are you getting your issues mixed up?
That's right.
Why are you not getting informed? So I'm going to give you ignorant folk. And it's all right. Ignorant just means we don't know. Some of you all don't know nothing about Cuba. And you raising the Cuban flag and you pointing the gun, say, get rid of the government, but don't even know it's the United States government that's keeping Cuba in the condition that it's in.
That's
educated. Right. So here's some instruction. Go to our Facebook page.
Come on.
Watch the 3-part series. They're only 12 minutes long. For all our lazy folk that really ain't doing nothing since Kalila.
They ain't doing nothing.
There's a clip on it that you can actually hear. Some of you never heard Fidel Castro even speak before. There's a clip on our page you should hear. But be careful, dear brothers and sisters. They want us to get out in front and fight for them. I'll get out in front and fight for them if they point at the right enemy. But Cuba has been doing so much more than most other countries when it comes to supporting not only COVID-19, but supporting black liberation movements all over this world.
And may I add something to that, family? I just wanted to add to the fact that you got to ask it, like Brother Lau said something very key, and that was ignorant. The root of the word ignorant is to ignore. Now, it's one thing to not know, and it's another thing to put your head in the dirt or put your hands and your fingers in your ears and not what la 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 la. Remember how we was little children we used to do that?
That's past ignorant. That's stupid.
That's stupid. You're literally ignoring the fact. I just want to give you a number that recently the United Nations General Assembly voted on whether or not to continue the embargo on Cuba. There were 184 countries in favor of stopping the embargo. There were only two countries voted to maintain the embargo. That was the United States and Israel. Okay?
Interesting.
And there were 3 countries that abstained. This has been over the past 20 some odd years, that has been the regular vote that the majority of countries in the world are against stopping the embargo. You should at least ask yourself the question, is it possible that everybody else is wrong and just the United States and Israel are right? Just ask yourself that question. Okay?
How about this question, brother Phil? How many times have the United States and Israel been wrong and the rest of the world been right?
We stopped
Afghanistan, World Trade Center. There's quite a few. There's quite a few that, you know, there are weapons of mass destruction, and then later on you had to come out and say we were wrong. There were not any weapons of mass destruction. That was a huge fiasco and debacle. So as Brother Lyle mentioned it earlier, and me, see, my grandfather's Cuban. I'm a black Cuban, Haitian, Asiatic black man. Okay.
Come on.
It's very important for us to be able to look at these things through the lens of fact as opposed to the lens of emotion. Okay?
Right.
So we're not going to just jump. The problems in Cuba are complex. They're multi-layered. But you cannot go and try to impose a system of democracy, a false system of democracy, on a people who reject that system.
Okay, Michelle.
Yes,
Sister
sir.
Michelle, didn't the 7th Region Coalition actually host an interview with a representative from the Cuban embassy?
That's right. The
Now,
third secretary.
How many of you other organizations who have jumped on this so-called bandwagon have done that? Go look at that interview with our beloved brother, Daniel Manicall, right here on our Facebook page, 7th Region Coalition, and hear firsthand.
That's right.
That's right.
That's
I mean,
right.
we got so much content on the page, family, that I think that it deserves going in and taking a look. Again, we're not just here just to throw things at you. This is information to arm you so that you know what choice you're making and what other countries, what the U.S. is doing to other countries. That's Cuba, right. What can Cuba do to the U.S.? Let's just talk about that for a second. What can they do, right? They're in the middle of this pandemic, because now everybody wants to say post-pandemic.
Right.
Okay, if that's what you want to call it. But
definitely post.
Right. But what has Cuba done? Why would you make the people of Cuba suffer? Because they don't want to do what you want them to do.
Right.
They don't. It's all about.
I know why.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
I know why, Sister Michelle. Didn't Cuba just send its first batch of its own vaccinations to Venezuela not even 30 days ago?
That's right.
Matter of fact, about a week before these so-called protests.
That's right.
Cuba can't even get the materials they need to hold and transport their vaccinations because the USA won't let them into the country.
That's
well, you got to realize the United States always wanted to be the white hope. So
right. You save the day.
The white great
somebody showing them off, or showing a better tactic on what they need to be doing for their people, then they want to be the bully. Oh, you trying to show out? You trying to show off for me? Okay, I'm not going to give you this, and I'm not going to give you that. I'm going to block this, and I'm going to block that. So then you in the white hope.
Just Kalila, you mean you talking about blocking the same Cuba right now that has been recommended for a Nobel Peace Prize?
Right.
For the work that is done in over 11 countries to support efforts to defeat COVID-19.
Right.
Wow.
Cuba.
And you know, one more thing on Cuba, because it's a tiny island, but just putting it into a historical context, I don't want us to forget about the Cuban Missile Crisis back in the 1960s.
That's
because
right.
Cuba stands to be a thorn in the side of the United States by communism having a beachhead over here in the Western Hemisphere on this side of the planet. So we're not going to, I don't want us to dismiss the fact that Cuba and the threat of Cuba being a big boy on the block is very real. Okay.
Right.
When you're the biggest boy on the block and another big dude roll up on the block, then all the people that used to take their money from them, they may not want to give you their money no more. They may want to go and pay the other bigger dude to protect them.
Come on.
Okay.
That's right.
So this is the real Game of Thrones that's happening.
Wow. That's
The real,
right.
not the TV show. This is the real Game of Thrones. So there's a whole lot more to it than, you know, they have, and we're going to get into Haiti in a little while.
Yep.
But all of the other in the Caribbean is why they are set up as colonies. But Cuba resisted the ability to be set up as a colony. And I'm going to leave it at this. Just go watch The Godfather. Go watch The Godfather. When they wanted to go in there, right, set up, the mob was getting ready to go set up more casinos and whatnot. And Corleone, the Godfather, he came out and said, I don't know if we want to do that, man. Today I saw somebody jump into a car and blow himself up and the driver. I don't think that we want to fight people. It's true. Because you're dealing with the people that's fighting for something greater and bigger than money in themselves, man. So I just want to put it in that context. It's multi-layered, but we not falling for the okie doke, where we just gonna be like, you know, we're not gonna look at it through a historical lens. Thank y'all so much. Forgive me for being long.
Listen, no, Brother Philip. Listen, because that's gonna lead us into our next topic, right, Sister Kalila?
That's right.
Let's talk about it. So, topic number 4. All right, so let's talk about a vaccine apartheid.
What does that?
Now, some of y'all ain't heard the word apartheid since South Africa.
Right.
And the shame on the rest of you who heard the word and associated with South Africa and didn't look at the whole entire global apartheid system. So, family, do you see how, number one, all these so-called rich countries, just like they were racing to space, they were racing to get their vaccinations, right?
Right.
And then they wanted their vaccinations, like Sister Kalila said, to be the white hope.
The white hope.
White great hope.
Right. And didn't give a care in the world about the poor countries until now, all of a sudden, they want to make sure that all these indigenous countries receive these doses of vaccination. So what is their plight? Oh, you poor people of the world, it's a shame. You have all these health injustices. You should have just as much right to the vaccination as we do. It's not fair. Take all the ones we don't want. Here. Silly rabbit.
Don't fall for it. Chicks are for kids. Don't do it.
You know, when we first started discussing it, it dawned on me, and I wanted to get a better understanding. And, you know, maybe somebody can put it in layman's terms. What does that mean? What does vaccination apartheid mean? Anybody can break that down?
I think we just did, brother.
I got an article. So, I know that in South Africa. I'm a little slow sometimes, so y'all gotta forgive me, man. You know, I wasn't exactly.
That's what it is. They're trying to make it seem, Brother Phil. They really are. They're trying to make it seem like the poorer countries who have been given unequal and unfair access to the vaccine, they should break up that apartheid system and give vaccines to the whole free poor world.
That sounds like what they tried to do with the Black community, isn't it?
Okay.
Did they just say stuff like we were just disproportionated and they had to get it to us first because, you know, it was just a disparity in the Black community? Isn't that what the same thing that they said about us?
It surely is.
Yeah, but you got to keep in mind, too, they're actually saying that Africans want this vaccination. And they feel like they're being discriminated against because they're not getting the vaccination like we're getting the vaccination in the United States. So that's what that means, Brother Philip. They said that Africans are saying, hey, give it to me. Hit me with your best shot, whatever arm you want.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Even though we ain't got COVID.
Even though we don't got COVID, even though we got all the remedies over here, but y'all hating on us. That's why y'all ain't getting us a vaccination. So that's what this vaccination apartheid means.
Well, thank you for breaking it down, because when I heard vaccine apartheid, I was like, oh, so if you're not vaccinated, they're gonna come and put you in a camp, concentrate. Because I don't think that's too far away either. You feel me?
No,
I don't think that's too far away, especially after what Brother Daniel broke down, and they coming knocking on doors and they taking data down so that they can make sure they can come back to that same house. Y'all ain't there yet? You got a unmarked vehicle right on the outside. We're gonna need you to step in there. You know what you remind me of, Brother Philip? You remind me of the idea. It's making me ask how we used to say in the hood, why come? Why come? Why come they didn't feel this way about diabetes? Why come they didn't feel this way about heart disease? Clout, gout, doubt. If it's a disease, black folk, we got it. But all of a sudden, COVID is worse than all of that. And COVID has been saying something. COVID is singing the blues. COVID is saying, have you seen my old friend flu?
Oh, my old friend. Oh, because it's coming right with the COVID. That's the cousin.
That's funny.
Oh,
Hey, I know we're gonna jump into a next topic, but over here in the comment section, I think we just a quick pause for the cause. We got a message from Brother Timothy Muhammad, who said, "Assalamu alaikum, family. Hey, no one ever got back with me on the How to Eat to Live book." And I'm like, we got to address that right now, Brother Timothy Muhammad.
Hold on, go ahead, Sister Kalila.
Here's the receipt. Look, we Muslims get actual facts.
What you got right there, Sister Kalila?
Right on to you, Brother Timothy.
That's right, Brother Timothy.
Look, this sister Kimberly get her book. I know she's
on in there. Maybe she got an unvaccinated post person and she got hers, and the post person got vaccinated. You didn't get yours.
Well, listen, Sister Kim, please let us know if you got your books.
Right,
Timothy, we absolutely got. Sister Kalila made sure
I'm gonna track it for you. I got a tracking number. I definitely will track it for you.
That's how much we love you.
That's right. We keep our word.
It's on the way, brother. It's on the way.
You know what, Sister Kalila? I don't know.
On the way, brother.
That piece of that big brother that we love, is that ready by any chance, Sister Kalila?
Yes.
Because this might be a good point. Because this conversation we're having right now, family, look, we always been sick. Family, we were sick as hell before COVID. And we need to recognize our condition. And there was for those who don't know, immune system is about self-defense. And there was a beautiful clip from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan from 2018 at a national self-defense training.
Okay.
And if you really look at our condition, family, whether you are vaccinated or not, we all need to take better care of ourselves.
Come on, play this. Beautiful.
I'm like a traffic cop. Yes, sir. Standing in front of the grave, slowing down our rush into the grave.
Come on.
He didn't say I could stop you from entering the grave, but we sure can slow it down.
Come on.
By learning how to eat to live. Go ahead. How to think in accord with right eating. Go ahead. How to act in accord with right eating and thinking. And when you do that, you create the most powerful force that there is. You create love. It's easy to love when someone is trying to be right. I want to thank the assistants to the masters Boy, did you all go through something. Yes, sir. I said, my little sister. I said, that's a sister, isn't it? And the brother wasn't sparing the sister. No, sir. That's right. No, sir. I said, she must be preparing to get married and take no foolishness. Now, the wife of the uncle,
Come on.
of Mr. W.D. Fard, lives in the wilderness of North America and weighs other than herself. All right. So she's troubled with headaches, arthritis, pains in all joints, can't walk up to the store. Her pulse beat is around 80 times per minute, and she died at 46 or 7. One of the great problems of Black America is obesity. I'm not talking to fat people up in here. But there might be one or two. But brothers and sisters, the condition of our women and our men is absolutely unacceptable. Yes, sir. The uncle of Mr. W.D. Fard, he too lives in the wilderness. And he's in bad shape. And he weighs more than his height. I had to study that problem. Because I want to know, how can somebody weigh more than their height? Well, I think we are teaching that lesson. Because if you're 6 feet tall, your skeletal frame is made to take with ease the right weight. But as the uncle of Mr. W.D. Fard, who really is in bad shape mentally, he can't pass by the store. She can't walk up to the store, but he can't pass by the store if food is being ordered.
It's our condition.
Our sisters are so upset that the only solace and comfort that we have is eating as much as we can to hide the problems that we face on a daily basis.
Wow.
You talk about timely guidance, family. Did he just describe our real pandemic?
Wow. Well,
don't go for the okie doke, family.
I don't even know what to
still
say.
have to take care of ourselves.
You
we still got to take care of ourselves.
What you say, Sister Michelle?
That's right. I'm just like this. That's right. That's our minister. That's right. All right. So let's. Wow. All right. Well, then let's move into the topic number 5. I don't want to add no more to that. Perfect. Topic number 5. All right. Vaccine doses that needs to be disposed by the end of July. Toxic waste and toxic dump. Now, they have a history, and I learned this in when I was in school about how they got rid of fluoride and how they sold the American Dental Association that it was supposed to be good for the teeth. So they had an overabundance because of the war, and they had to dump it somewhere, right? So they dumped it in certain rivers and places, all in different states. And so that was a 40-year thing, and then they did the studies, and they realized, one, didn't help your teeth. Two, it was toxic. So considering that situation, and by the way, all you have to do is look up the history of fluoride. By the way, it's poison. Anyway,
of course.
I'm just saying, just in case you got fluoride in your toothpaste, you drink the fluoride water, and you're giving your babies fluoride water. Anyway, I digress. So now we're talking about vaccines being disposed of, but where are they going to dispose of it? That's the question.
Sister Michelle, I'm glad you brought up the fluoride. A little more background about the fluoride. Fluoride actually is principally derived from the production of phosphate fertilizer. And so what happened was that the companies that were producing fertilizer, they had this residual thing called fluoride. They had to actually pay to dump it out because it's toxic waste. It's not, you can't just go to the dump and go dump it. So instead of paying to get rid of it, what they did was that they convinced the United States government and the fluoride industry, not fluoride industry, probably the health industry, to take it on as something that's good to use topically, right, on the outside, right, for the teeth, so that now not only do you not have to pay to dispose of it, now you're making a profit off of a toxic waste that now you are now encouraging people to use. Something to consider as you go to this next part of this story.
Right, as they consider that, and don't take that down yet, Sister Khalil, leave that right there. And Brother Philip, to prove what you're saying, if folks go to their toothpaste tube right now, ain't that how we say it? Go right now. If it's got fluoride in it, it also has a warning statement on it on your toothpaste that says these words: warning, do not swallow. Yeah, toothpaste. We talk about toothpaste.
Toothpaste, regular toothpaste.
Right, with fluoride. But look at millions of U.S. COVID-19 vaccine doses are set to expire by the time Biden said he wanted everyone to be vaccinated. Or it doesn't say in the headline. Or does it say millions of U.S. COVID-19 vaccine doses are set to be shipped and hurry up and sold as quickly as possible to other poor countries because they're about to expire? What's really going on?
Wow. Sounds like there's dollar signs behind all of this, Brother Lau. Not saving lives. Not saving lives.
Not saving lives, family. Going to rush you to get a vaccine so they can just get rid of their product. Like it's all about sales, huh?
Exactly.
It is when you're marketing death.
It's unbelievable. Anyway, I'm so it's ridiculous. So we were having this discussion.
They're not going to throw them things away.
No, they're not going to throw. They're going to send it to these other countries.
They're not throwing them away.
They're not. It's going to get sent to the other countries.
It's too much money in that.
Listen, and
I
you know
think this is a setup for our next story.
No, well, listen. Wait a minute now, Brother Philip. Listen, here's the point I want to make because we're gonna move past this and we're gonna go to the next topic. But I want to leave this with the individuals. What the efficacy rate that they're saying in the U.S. when they're shipping out these poor vaccinations to other countries, you're hearing the real efficacy rate. You hear it here, they'll say, oh, it's 90%. But if you actually go into these countries where they're sending it to, they're saying it's 50% or 60%. So you're sitting over these vaccinations that nobody wants to use, Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, and Moderna, right? I haven't heard of Pfizer over there yet, but the point is they're saying that it's a 50% efficacy. So that all that's telling me is that Y'all already know it doesn't work.
Mhm.
So you telling us that it's on a 90%, and over there you're saying it's 50%. Well, which one is it? Is it
Sister
50%?
Michelle, don't
Is
you
it
have a family member that's overseas
I
somewhere
sure do.
that
I
experienced
sure
something
do.
to this, huh?
I sure do. And it's in a, I won't mention the country, but I will say that so the vaccines that they have over there is Johnson and Johnson, and I believe I think it's either Moderna or AstraZeneca, and they have some other vaccination from another country. Well, anyway, the person that's over there that my family member is visiting said, "Oh, by the way, I'm a little nervous by taking it because they're saying it's only a 50% efficacy." I said, 50%? I said, over here, they saying it's 90%. So the discrepancy is there, but you don't know it, family, because you're not listening to international news. You listening to CNN all day.
Tell live vision. You better make a better decision.
You know what?
And CNN and Fox is really just two different sides of the same coin.
Right,
Well,
it's Fox CNN.
Fox CNN, thank you. Fox CNN, Fox CNN, NBC. We can throw a couple more in them. They all work together. That's
Foxhole.
Hello. They're all in bed together. They're all in bed together.
So those of y'all who still gonna run out there and you're gonna get your vaccination anyway, check the date.
Hello.
Right.
They're gonna kill you twice. Kill it, putting it in your arm, and killing it because it's old. You die twice.
This is
rabbit.
the point. Right, exactly. This is the point, people. So just get your mind into other things. Start finding out about this. I mean, I don't even know how many times we got to say, good God Almighty, it's not even approved. And even if it was, look at how many people are being injured and dying from it. I don't think anybody wants to be in that bunch.
No.
Anyway.
And you know, and the other thing too, and we don't focus in a lot on it, man, because there's so much to deal with the short-term effects. There is absolutely no data on the long-term effects because it ain't been out that long.
Ain't been no long term.
That's a major concern when you're talking about a new technology in a new medicine in a human body. So,
Brother Philip,
long-term effects. I mean, they already talk about the third shot because of the Delta variant, and we already told y'all about the Lambda right there. Wait, Lambda, like, please, somebody y'all at me.
Brother Philip, remember when you brought up the Godfather and the drugs and what they wanted to establish? Remember when they wanted to bring the heroin in?
Brother Lau.
He said,
I remember what they say.
Think about the vaccine. This is truly a setup for the next story, says Kalita.
Right.
He said about the drugs, right? He said, give it to the darkies.
Right.
Give it to the darkies.
You know what, Brother
Lau. Why, Brother Lau? What did he say? He says, because everybody knows they don't have no souls anyway.
My God. Black people don't have
this is how they think about Africa. This is how they think about Haiti. This is how they think about Honduras. This is how they think about indigenous people on the planet. This is the Game of Thrones, y'all. Let's go.
You know, and look, that's how they think about us in the United States. Look at the Constitution. What we are, we ain't even a whole we ain't even a whole human.
Fifths. Y'all got that right.
You're right. 3/5.
3/5.
Ain't that something? Anyway, I digress. Let's come on, Sister. Topic number 6. Like how do you have a 3/5? Anyway, okay. The issues in Tokyo, the Olympics. So come on, let's talk about that because we know that our poor sister wasn't even able to go to the Olympic. It's probably better, probably saved her life. But anyway,
probably did save her life.
Did you all hear about the new Olympic event? Which country can keep the most athletes in Tokyo without getting COVID?
There's a competition, Brother Lau. They paying people now.
It looks like they're going home with COVID left and right. There's Tokyo itself is in emergency status. That's why there'll be 0 fans. And every single look, the United States women's gymnastics team, they have retreated from the Olympic Village that they're so afraid about the things that have been going on because of these raising rights. So, and they're still trying to convince us that everything is all right.
But you know, Brother Lau, as you're bringing up that article, I want to bring this up. Tokyo actually did come out when they were making their decisions of who was going to enter into the Tokyo Olympics. They were actually already voicing concern that they were concerned about this Olympics being held there right now because they were literally on the verge of shutting down Tokyo.
Right.
So
And the rates are going up. COVID rates are rising in Tokyo, where all the peoples are going to be.
It's too much money. It's too much money on that table. They like, hey man, that's like them vaccinations that might go bad, and either we gonna throw them out and make sure everybody's okay, or we gonna try to get this bread and make, we can stand to make $3 billion, and maybe we'll have to settle a couple of court cases, for a couple million from people that die or get. Oh no, we don't. We're protected from that. They can't sue us. So in it out. That's how it is, man. There's too much money on the table in Tokyo.
Brother Philip, they said somebody got to die.
Oh,
yeah.
That's the way they treat us, family.
Let's deal with the reality.
You're right. You're right, Sister Galila.
My daughter.
That's the reality.
My daughter asked me this morning, did I ever see the movie American Psychopath? And I said, nah, baby, I've never seen that movie. And she said, Daddy, you should watch that movie. And it talks about the mind from you get psychopaths, people that they don't feel about human beings the way that human beings feel about human beings. They don't have the same nerves and love and compassion and empathy for people. They look at people as cattle, as stock. The original stock market was black people. Come on, man. Come on.
Oh, come on.
We be forgetting about who we dealing with.
Right.
We be forgetting about the history. So, let's talk business. Let's go ahead and break this thing down.
When your world is falling apart, when your world is falling apart, you have to have the Olympics to make everybody think that it's all right. Remember, family, the Olympics were supposed to be held in 2020. The COVID rates rising right now are raising at the same rate that they were rising back then. But they have forged ahead and say, we have to open up. We have to show people that we're invincible. We have to move forward at no cost, except the cost of lives.
Wow. Interesting.
And speaking of that,
all right.
Keep your eye on Tokyo, family. We'll be back with more next week.
Keep your eye on Tokyo. You're right, Brother Lau. Keep your eye. Listen, okay, so because we're moving fast, y'all. Topic number 7. Round 2.
Fauci and Paul going at it again.
You will win the fight. No.
You got white flight and white fight. They cannot agree on this whole COVID-19 situation. They can't get it right.
Listen, do we have anything on this round 2 with these characters here?
So you all remember round 1 though, right? Round 1, Fauci was telling them, look, man, Paul was like, why we gotta wear masks? We got vaccinated. Fauci was like, look, dude, I'm trying to let you know, you can still get this joint. You know what I mean? And then now what's going on today? That's my people to break it down.
Look, I'm glad that you broke that down urban terms.
He did, Sister Galila. He did.
Here we go.
It is a crime to lie to Congress. You wish to retract your statement of May 11th, where you claimed that the NIH never funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan. Senator Paul, I have never lied before the Congress, and I do not retract that statement. This paper that you are referring to
was judged by qualified staff up and down the chain as not being gain of function. Let me finish.
You take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to human.
Right.
You're saying that's not gain of function?
Yeah, that is correct. And Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially. You do not know what you are talking about. You get
NIH,
one person.
Let's read from the NIH definition of gain of function. This is your definition that you guys wrote. It says that scientific research that increases the transmissibility among animals is gain of function. They took animal viruses that only occur in animals and that increase their transmissibility to humans. How you can say that is not gain of function?
It is not.
It's a dance, and you're dancing around this because you're trying to obscure responsibility for 4 million people down around the world from a pandemic.
And let's send Dr.
I have to, well, now you're getting into something. If the point that you are making is that the grant that was funded as a sub-award for mental health to Wuhan created SARS-CoV-2, that's where you are getting. Let me finish.
We don't know.
Well, wait a minute.
It did come from the lab, but all the evidence is pointing that it came from the lab, and there will be responsibility for those who funded the lab.
Muppet fight.
I totally resent the lie that you are now propagating, Senator, because if you look at the viruses that were used in the experiments, that were given in the annual reports, that were published in the literature, it is molecularly impossible.
No one's saying
it is
molecularly virus caused the pandemic. What we're alleging is that gain of function research was going on in that lab, and NIH funded it.
That is
you can't get away from it. It meets your definition, and you are obfuscating the truth.
I'm not obfuscating the truth. You are the one.
Time is expired, but I will allow the witness to.
Let me just finish. I want everyone to understand that if you look at those viruses, and that's judged by qualified virologists and evolutionary biologists, those viruses are molecularly impossible to resolve.
We're saying there are gain of function viruses because there were animal viruses that became more transmissible in human, and you funded it.
And you, the truth, and you implying.
Well, your time has expired, and I will allow witnesses who come before this committee to respond.
And you are implying that what we did was responsible for the deaths of individuals. I totally resent that. And if anybody is lying to a senator, it is you.
I got one thing to say to that, family. I got one thing to say to that, right? One thing to say to that.
Dang.
And this is the both. This is to Fauci, and this is to Paul. You're out of order. You're out of order. This whole damn thing is out of order.
Listen.
Hey, goddamn it. That was entertaining, by the way.
Look, and let me tell you something. The minister said this. They said that when the house is burning, don't try to use water or some type of method to actually stop the fire from burning. Let that mother effer burn down. This is what's going on right now, family. These people are arguing against one another. The truth is coming out because God is real.
Need my computer cord.
Reveal. And once the truth reveals, it's going to be a lot of heads that's going to turn because God is the last judge on this world. You see. Mark my word.
Family, if they cannot agree, these are the people who you trust to make decisions during a pandemic. But notice the argument is going back. They're unearthing things. They know things about the beginning of this that they haven't been sharing, and it's slowly coming out. And if they haven't been sharing, they haven't been caring.
That's right.
Get your mind right.
Brother Philip, before we go to topic 8, go ahead. We're rolling.
Nah, I enjoyed it, but in the same respect, I watched it earlier in the week. When I first saw it, is it just me, or is there kind of an echo when we play videos and whatnot? Do y'all hear sound? No echo?
The audience doesn't hear it. The audience doesn't hear it, so just go right ahead, my brother.
Good for you. I would encourage folks to go back and watch that, man. Because the pieces of it, because Rand Paul, see, and I don't know if y'all did it on purpose or accident, but you got Fucci running down on the bottom of the screen. Because that was,
hey, look,
hey, bro, Fucci was talking some other man.
Who's Fucci?
Philip,
yeah. Rand Paul, I mean, Fauci is so fugazi, man. He is fugazi, man. That man.
I resent that.
Yeah, I was like, and Rand Paul
I
was
wouldn't
right
trust
there.
them. I wouldn't trust them to heal my dog, and I ain't got one.
Oh God.
Did you see Rand Paul? He got back and he was like, all right, let's go back to what I was talking about. Y'all, you funded the operation of this. Here's your paperwork. Well, you're a liar. All right, let's go back to the paper, Fauci. All right. I love the way he systematically took them through that, man. Go back and watch that thing. It's heavy.
That's it. It is heavy. It is. You got to go back and watch it.
You have to look at it. First of all, it's a comedy show, the first part, and then you have to go back and look and listen to the contents without laughing, trying not to laugh.
I couldn't help it. When Fauci turned into Fucci, I lost it.
You know what?
I lost it when he turned into Fucci.
I know why y'all put that's that fake Gucci.
I was like,
that's why y'all put Gucci.
Gucci.
That's that fake. That's that fake Gucci.
Brother Philip.
It's probably time to move on.
Right now. Listen, come on. Topic 8. Come on, let's talk. Okay. Woo! All right. Haiti. Now we know the tragedy that just took place recently unfortunately with the untimely death of the president of Haiti. And you know, we're not drawing no conclusions because we're not here to make no comments about that. But interestingly enough, now, you know, they were not looking to have any vaccinations in that country. Now it's Haitian gets $500,000, or is it 500K vaccines?
500,000 vaccines.
There we go.
Right? Now watch this, family. Watch how wicked they are.
Doses.
I bet you, number one, it's a mixture. I'm sure there's some AstraZeneca and some Johnson & Johnson. And I know they got a mixture from Pfizer and Moderna in there. What an experiment. Because I wonder how many people in Haiti even had to deal with COVID.
Interesting, right?
And why is it?
I'm glad you said that.
Go ahead, Brother Phil.
No. I'm sorry. Please finish your thought, Brother Lau.
Why is it that these major countries that have found other ways to deal with the pandemic are now all of a sudden in a situation where they're being forced to receive vaccines from the outside? And they all seem to be coming on the heels of tragedy, which is a very interesting scenario that we'll dig deeper into. But from what I was understanding, Haiti was doing fine without vaccinations.
Isn't that interesting? But now all of a sudden, the political scene is clear of somebody who was trying to prevent that, and all of a sudden we get 500,000 doses of vaccines in Haiti.
So let's make it a little plainer, okay? In the sense that the Haitian government. So first off, if we could just take a moment, man, 10 seconds, 5 seconds. It's a moment of silence, man, for Haiti, the president, and for what just recently took place, to just pause to orient ourselves about what we're talking about. May Allah be pleased with him. May he be pleased with his Lord. This is not a political statement. This is a spiritual statement. And this is also a resurrectionary statement. Praise be to God. Alhamdulillah. May Allah be pleased with him. May he be pleased with his Lord. Now, what Sister Michelle was bringing up was the fact that Haiti didn't want vaccinations, right? It's a little bit, it's not that Haiti didn't want vaccinations. They didn't want the AstraZeneca vaccination. Very clear. Jovenel Moïse, the president of Haiti, and the minister of health, I forget our sister's name, the director, her name is Lorraine Adrian, the director general of the Ministry of Health. They said, no, we didn't say we don't want no vaccination. We don't want the AstraZeneca because y'all just said that y'all had a bunch of AstraZeneca vials that were tampered and toxic in Baltimore. Why would you want to send them to us? So they said, no, we don't want those, right? So then what happens? A few weeks later, the Joe Biden pulls out. He drops the AstraZeneca vaccine from the latest donations given out to the world. They pull those back. Oh, we're not going to give out the AstraZeneca vaccination, right? Mind you, the president of Haiti and the minister of health is on record saying we don't want those, right? So then what happens? July 7th, one of the unthinkable things happens. The Haitian president is assassinated in his own house, in his own bedroom, and tortured, and his wife is there also and gets shot, and he comes to find out that these are foreign people that came into the country, right? And more is coming out that the plot actually started in South Florida. Okay? These are things that are important to come out. What does this got to do with vaccination? Well, on July 14th, Haiti received 500,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccines donated by the United States through the COVAX facility. The country is the fourth in the region to receive these donated shipments after Honduras, El Salvador, Bolivia, with a total of 4,008,000 doses delivered. So we don't know where those vaccines came from. Are they Johnson? Why would you send them? Haiti, as Brother Lau mentioned, story a few weeks ago that during the COVID pandemic, people were amazed. Why isn't Haiti being affected by COVID? Even further, when he at the message, y'all help me out recently to the Pan-African Nubian leadership. When the minister spoke to the Nubian leadership, and the minister talked about the sunlight in the Caribbean. So forgive me for digressing, but these are very key points. Now all of a sudden, they're shipping these vaccines around to countries that had no problem with COVID, and now these spikes are going up in COVID. It's enough to at least make you say to yourself, what?
How about this math problem, Brother Phil? How about this math problem? All right, I'm gonna do it Sesame Street style. One of these things is a lot like the other, family. We don't have no vaccines, and we don't have an issue with the rates of COVID. We get vaccines, and COVID rate goes up.
That's right. Sister Star said it right there on the screen. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Thank you, Sister Star. That's right.
Keep an eye on what's taking place around the world, family, and we'll see a bigger picture being painted.
Listen, I don't even know where to begin, but yeah, I think that Brother
Philip, he's incensed, ladies and gentlemen. He is. Brother Philip, you back? All right, my brother. You good? You back? We'll make sure my brother's good.
You came in. You just brother.
I got you, brother.
Check your house because it's on fire, brother.
Yeah, do me something real quick, Brother Philip. Real quick, brother. In Creole, man, tell our people how much you love them real quick. Go ahead, brother.
Nous aimons nous en pile. C'est pour ça que n'a fait tout bagay que n'a fait kounya. So nous ka aider tout le peuple nous yo gen yon vie qui c'est une vie que bon Dieu voulait pour nous. We trying to give you the truth so that you can live the life that God wants you to live.
That's right.
That part.
That part. That part.
D'accord.
So now look, y'all know these folks been waiting for something to come up this week about something, right? Hadn't they been waiting for something?
Yes. Come on, Sister Kalila. Come on.
Got the root of the week, herb of the week, tree of the week. What do we got?
Herb of the week, herb of the week, herb of the week,
herb of the week.
Oh my gosh. All right, let me
Health benefits of Tulsi.
Tulsi. Tulsi. It sounds like Tulsi. Tulsi. Now, let's talk about the Tulsi tea.
Look at this right here, family.
Right. The Tulsi, let's see, has been used for centuries to cure symptoms of various diseases and ailments. But its powerful as an adaptogen gets the most notice in modern times. Some scientific studies have shown its efficacy as an anti-inflammatory, anxiety treatment, and antioxidant. Although no large-scale formal research has been undertaken in the U.S., but those are the benefits. So as you can see, as Sister Kalila is showing, we're going to run through just a few of them. It combats respiratory ailments, lowers blood pressure and reduces stress, treats gastrointestinal disorders. It relieves arthritis, regulates blood sugar. Drinking Tulsi tea can help maintain stable blood sugar levels. It may also improve metabolism and promote the efficient processing of carbohydrates and fats. Fats. And it's also an antiseptic. Okay, the Tulsi may kill damaging bacteria in the mouth. Okay, so these are some nice little benefits here. So we encourage you. Yes, sir.
I just want to ask here, right? First of all, that you talking about all these benefits come from something that grows out of the ground?
Out of the ground.
Family, look at the chart real quick. Let me give somebody a heart attack real quick. Get your wallet out, your calculator. How much money have you spent to pay to try to deal with all of these illnesses, family? Go ahead, take a look at them and start adding up. Isn't this also related to something we may be familiar with?
Listen, it just adds to the arsenal, Brother Lau. It's part of our solutions.
Right.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
Where can we find this? Where can we get it?
Google, Amazon. That's the quickest way. Or sometimes you can find it in a farmer's market or at a Whole Foods. So it just depends on your location. But the easiest thing to do, just go on Amazon or go Google it, and you'll find a location where to find Tulsi tea.
And you know what? I gotta say one more quick thing. To all of my people out there, if you can't find no other reason to find this Tulsi, it helps with beautifying.
I see anti-aging there too. I'm seeing anti-aging. I'm like, you mean to tell me I can get younger by using some Tulsi tea?
Sister, you don't want to look like you're 2 years old, sister. You know, you can't drink too much of that, sis.
Okay, you're right. You too. You can't drink too much of that either, girl. Too much. Look, you like this.
Sister Keisha chimed in the comments. She said, "Yeah, we need something for the bacteria in the mouth." Some of y'all
right. That's right, Keisha.
Need that chloral antiseptic, right, sister. Some of us, boy, we wearing that mask all day long. We about to choke ourselves out.
Listen, right? Take it off and just knock somebody out. Like, wow. Like, whoa.
Get your Tulsi, family. Get your Tulsi.
All right, listen, family. Listen, we are done. We have gone through all our topics. Can you believe it, family?
Sister Michelle, you know what I want to do real quick? I want to give away a book. I want to give away a book to whoever can list in the chat all of the roots and the trees of the week that we have done.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, brother.
Because we
haven't been more than one hand. You can count them all on one hand.
That's a good one.
Listen. Well, now listen.
What book, Brother Lau?
What you said, Brother Philip?
I'm sorry. I said, what book are you giving away, Brother Lau?
What book? It's a book. We've already given away the How to Eat to Live, right?
Right.
Right. Gonna give away a book that's called Out of Eden.
Ooh, I know that book, Brother Lau. I got that book.
You got that book?
Classic.
The question should be,
that's a classic.
You don't have that book.
Yes.
If you don't have that book, Jeffrey Goss, Out of Eden, you're missing something.
That's right.
So listen, family in the audience, put it in the chat. If you could now listen now, because once we go off air, I'm just saying, because we know you can go back and look at it, right? So what I'm saying is, if we can get it in the chat now, you got yourself a book.
Right.
That'll save your life. Listen, we're doing a countdown, Sister Kalila.
My God.
We're doing a countdown.
If you can't get in the chat in time, send Sister Kalila and us, send us an email, 7th Region Coalition @gmail.com, and we'll still love you with a book.
Sister Kim, I want you to say the question again.
Name all of the herbs and trees of the week that we've had on the 7th Region Coalition. We haven't started doing it that long ago. I'll give you that much. Yes, the Burdock group. She got 2 of them.
She got two. You got a few more. I'm getting close. Y'all missing one. You close, Sister Kim.
He said, I got 3.
Who's missing one? Who's got one? Who's missing one?
Kim has 3, so she got
Sister Kim. Yeah, Sister Kim is missing one.
Oh, watch it now.
She said, So you said,
I'm so dying to give this. I got a clue, man. I got a clue for y'all.
Don't do it, Brother Philip. They gotta get. They want the book. Sister Dawn. That's only one, Sister Dawn. We need the rest of them.
But it's one that was missing.
Kim got it.
Ding, 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 ding.
So name them off. So we'll list it out. So the first one was the white turmeric. That was the first one. Then
Moringa was the first one.
Moringa was the
first one.
Then the white turmeric. Then the moringa, right? No.
Then the burdock root.
Then the burdock.
And then today.
The Tusi.
Right.
There you go. That's it.
All right, Kim.
Kim, that's with the 7th Region Coalition. She's gonna have a library with messing with us.
Can I give
Brother Philip, where you at?
Can we just change your life around?
Now listen. Yeah, you the runner-up. Yes. You said you want to give something.
No, I said, can I? No, I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that.
Now listen, brother. Hold on. Who was the second person that was close?
That would have been Sister Sonia, I believe, right?
Hey, can we all chip in and get Sister Sonia a book too?
You consider that to be done, and you know why she really deserves it, though, Sister Michelle?
Yes, sir.
Guess who was the first person to congratulate Sister Kim?
Sister Sonia.
Sister Sonia.
Praise
Right? That's what I'm talking about, family.
There you go.
Right?
Sister
That's what I
Lou.
love here.
I looked out for you, Sister Sonia.
What the
Look,
world
got
needs
your
now
back.
is more Seventh Region Coalition. That's what the world needs now. More Seventh Region Coalition.
I got your back, Sister Kim and Sister Sonia. All right now. All right. Well, listen. We are at the time, family. We're gonna have to take this party train we gotta park it till next Thursday. All right. So listen, I want to thank everybody for joining in. And we had, we had some tough topics tonight.
Yes.
And we're so grateful that as an audience, you hung in there with us. We appreciate you coming every Thursday. But really, honestly, family, we really want you to take the information and share it. You got to share it because there's somebody's life that you can save.
It's real talk, Sister Michelle.
So please don't take what we're doing for granted. We have fun, but this is some serious stuff, y'all. We really want to save your life. So please share, like, Facebook, YouTube. We are YouTube. Look at that.
YouTube.
All right. YouTube. Okay, IG. We
Come on
keeping
now.
up with the times.
We're
Keeping up with the times.
And we'll be coming to a theater near you.
There we go. Look, all times during the day, 24/7. Soon. How about you? Anyway, I am your moderator, Sister Michelle. It was my pleasure and honor. Thank the 7th Region Coalition foot team on the ground for helping with the commentary. Appreciate you. Couldn't have done it without you. Much love. And I will just say thank you again. Have a wonderful evening to the audience. Brother Lau, I'll let you guys do your closing remarks, and then we'll close out another wonderful Thursday talk.
Thank you so much there, Sister Michelle. She's still the hostess with the mostest, family. Hostess with the mostest, our beloved sister. My closing remarks are a challenge, family. Look, this information that we have, family, it does need to be shared like Sister Michelle's. Look, y'all know they're not sharing our stuff. The algorithms are not working in our favor.
Nope.
They're not. And I want you out there right now. If you benefited from this, share it to every single person in your network so that one day we'll be able to sit back and say every family had an opportunity to be righteously and correctly informed. If you don't become our army, dear family, we can't win the war just by bringing you this information. So I just got to remind you one thing. For all you folk who like to gamble, go to our Facebook page. Just roll it on up. Point. And wherever it stops, I guarantee you will be enlightened and informed. Love you, family.
Sister Kalila.
Listen, I love y'all.
No, you don't.
And
yes, he does.
love is an action word.
Uh-oh.
And that's what we do. We show action. We don't just say the word without having some contents behind it. Our thoughts, our way, our work is intentional for you. So I just want to encourage you all. I thank you all. Man, you made me feel so good and made me feel so encouraged to do more for my people. It's not no deaf ear. I see new people coming in. I see people sharing this information. I adore the energy that we're having in the chat. So please, I encourage you to share more. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Because guess what? You ain't doing nothing.
Come on.
Yes,
Everything.
right.
Come on.
Sister Kalila. Brother Philip.
Yes, so thank you all so much, man, for riding out with us, family. I see that there's some of you that rode out for the whole 2 hours. Commented. As they said, please continue to share the information, and we'll do the best that we can to continue to provide it. And in saying that, I don't got my graph.
We can tell them though.
Don't play. What I mean by that is it was a very terrible
We losing you, brother Philip.
Mhm.
Come on. Listen,
I'm
we
sorry,
right
I'm
at the
sorry.
end. Come on. It's the Matrix.
Just don't drink the Kool-Aid. Y'all know better than that. Leave the daggone Kool-Aid alone. Don't drink it.
Leave it alone. That's it. That's it.
Leave it alone. All right, brother Lau.
Family, look, you belong now to a bigger gang now. This is God's gang. And we love representing them right here with the 7th Region Coalition.
Take us out. Take us out. Take us out.
Represent.